Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings. Today I want to talk about the divinity of Yeshua Ha Moshiach. As of late, there are so many people out there from the other sect of the Netzarim. There's two sects of Netzarim Jews, if you did not know. There's ones who believe in the divinity of Messiah and ones who don't believe in the divinity of Messiah. I am clearly one of those who believes in the divinity of Messiah. Now, those who don't believe in the divinity of Messiah, they're almost like the Jehovah's Witnesses of Netzari Judaism. They don't believe in the divinity. Many of them believe in what the Jehovah's Witnesses call soul sleep and all this kind of stuff. And they claim that us exalting Yeshua as a deity, as part of Yah himself, is blasphemous because we're worshiping another god, that it's pagan origins, and that paganism is full of god-men and virgin births and stuff like that. Look, our faith, our religion is older than any pagan religion out there because God was the first to tell everything to Adam. Adam passed it down to his children. It was renewed and passed down to Abraham. And so where do you think the pagans got these ideas of God-men and of divine messiahs and of virgin births? They got it from us. We didn't get it from them. They ripped it off from us. Just because some of their writings can be found that are older than some of the scriptural writings doesn't mean they believed it before we did. It's just that those writings that are older from ours have not been found yet or haven't survived. But yet we have copies of these older writings, and it's the copies that we have that don't date back that are older, but the message is older. Anyway, it's very frustrating. My point is, if Messiah isn't divine, then what in the heck is the purpose of having a Messiah that's just purely human? We have kings, we have presidents, and supposedly, according to the scriptures, they're all anointed by God and appointed by God. If they weren't, they wouldn't be there. Whether they're good or evil, they serve a purpose. So what's the deal if Yeshua is not the divine Messiah? Who cares? I don't want to follow a Messiah that's not divine. What's the sense? What's the use? What's the purpose? If he's no better than me, the only thing that separates him from me is that he has the title of Mashiach. What's the big deal? People say, well, Yeshua was human because he prayed to the Father. Okay, you have a misconception about the duality, the dual nature of Messiah. Yes, Messiah was 100% human to be our Kinsmen Redeemer. But what was inside him, what he was 100% divine as well. So, his human aspect, his human part cried out unto God. People say, well, it doesn't make sense. He's talking to himself. You just don't understand the dual nature of the divine nature. Now, I'm not going to open this up for discussion. I'm not going to open this video up for comments or for criticisms because I know there'll be a flood of them. And you know what? I just don't have the time to sit down and create an endless dialogue, an endless diatribe that will never come to a conclusion, because you know what? I can quote all the scriptures and proof texts to back up what I believe, but the anti-missionaries take the exact same verses, twist them and pervert them, and take them from a post Yeshua, post-first century interpretation, which was designed as reactionary doctrine to combat the Messianics, the Netzaris, because they wanted to separate themselves. And it even got dirtier and grittier and a more separation after Constantine came along and created the Christian religion and created Christianity. They wanted to separate themselves even further because the Christians believed too closely to what the Netzari believed. So it's frustrating, and look, there's plenty of apologetic material, plenty of materials and resources out there. You've got the Jewish objections to Jesus. I may not totally agree 100% with Michael Brown, but much of what he has to say is right on, and he's got volumes 1 through 4 that tackles and answers the anti-missionary question. There's many other books out there that proves that Yeshua is Messiah, that he is divine, that he had a virgin birth, that he resurrected, that he's coming again as a Torah-obedient Jewish Messiah. There's Torah codes that cry out and scream out over and over that Yeshua is the divine Messiah of Israel. Anyway, one of these little soapbox rants that I had to get off my chest. So I have seen too many people who come out of Christianity, that come into Messianic Judaism, that come into Netzaria Judaism, and they don't stop there. They keep going until they go totally orthodox and totally deny Messiah. Look, Orthodox Judaism is the Johnny-come-lately of Judaism, dating back to the Polish and Ashkenazic Jews who wore the outfits, the black outfits that you see today. And a lot of their interpretations, a lot of their theology is just this Johnny-come-lately reactionary doctrines built from the post-first century. And, I want to go back to what the Torah says. I want to go back to what the first century believers in Yeshua Ha Moshiach said. And you know what? I'm also tired of people, saying that Rav Sha'ul, he's the one who created Christianity. No. Even Kepha, Peter himself, said that Rav Sha'ul's writings has been taken out of context by people, twisted and perverted to their own ruin and to their own doom. That Rav Sha'ul's writings were deep, mystical, hard to understand, easily taken out of context if you don't have a pure level, solid foundation of Torah to go by. Rav Sha'ul defended himself, saying, look, I don't teach the Jews to forsake Torah, nor do I teach the Gentile believers that are coming into the fold to reject or deny Torah and its customs and its traditions, etc. He even went so far to prove his point by taking a Nazirite vow and fitting the bill for others to take a Nazirite vow and going to the temple and performing sacrifices. If the Torah's been done away with and the sacrifices in the temple is of no use, then what was Rav Sha'ul doing? Oh well, he slipped. He slipped in his faith. Bull crap. It's just totally ridiculous. If he wasn't afraid to be rejected by his own people, and he wasn't afraid to be stoned and to be persecuted and ridiculed by, what makes you think he's going to be scared of believers challenging him? Are you teaching them not to obey Torah? Come on. He was a Torah observant, Pharisaical Jew who was converted and believed that Yeshua is Messiah and kept Torah and did not preach against it. There's just no denying that. I have a blog and I have a video which kind of outlines Rav Sha'ul and all of the scriptures and the text that prove that he was Torah observant. So those are the two things that has kind of gotten into my crawl. Another thing that's come up recently is, some people said that Yeshua taught reincarnation. What? You can't find that anywhere in Scripture. Nowhere at all. All this mystical, Hinduistic, Eastern religion that has crept its way into Judaism through the evil side of Kabbalah and the evil side of Jewish mysticism come from the captivity in Babylon. The pagan Babylonians rubbed off on the captive Jews that were there. That's why I don't totally put stock in the Babylonian Talmud. I put more stock in the Jerusalem Talmud than the Babylonian Talmud. And I know that goes totally against the majority of what modern-day Orthodox Judaism believes. But you know what? I'm going after the truth. I'm not going after to pacify this group, that group, or the other group. And I'm here to follow in the footsteps of Yeshua Ha Moshiach by walking and following in the Torah and following his halakha to the very best of my ability. Do I have all the answers? Am I perfect? Do I know it all? No. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm open to the possibility to be wrong if somebody can prove me such. I don't know it all. I'm learning. I'm still learning. We are in a continual process of learning, and we will never know it all until we pass on and go on to the other side. But I'm going to do to the very best of my ability to seek out the truth, no matter what the cost, and walk in the footsteps of Yeshua Ha Moshiach by walking and following the Torah. And I urge you guys to do the same. So, anyway, got that off my chest. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your love, prayers, and support. Shalom and Shavuot Tov Mishpocha. Bye.